And the opening tip is grabbed by the Celtics, and they quickly lay it in. Apologies for missing the first basket. Some technical difficulties, but we are back. And it's 2-0 Celtics over the Rockets. Rockets captained by Sam Beaton was victorious last week, and they are taking on the Joey Dan-led Celtics. Here's Mikey Moyal, kicks it out to Beaton. Beaton being guarded by Dovey Hoffman, feeds Gorgian with a freshly buzzed head, swings and into the hands of Ray J for the put-in. Ray J playing, I am assuming, for Seffi, who was a late scratch for today's game. Here's Joey Dan. Dan gives to Hoffman. Hoffman swings to Little Dennis for three. No good, too strong. Rebounded by Minopola. Now Beaton, top of the key. No good from three. Rebounded by Little Dennis. Now Dan gives to Hoffman underneath, and he leans it up and in as Sam Beaton tumbles to the ground. And it's a 4-2 game. Now Moyal brings up the dribble, being guarded by Hassoun. Give and go. Here's sandwiched and offensive foul. Whistled on Mikey Moyal. Joey Dan takes the charge. And Sharif now gives it to Joey Dan. Dan for three. No good. Rebounded. Grabbed by Ray J. Ray J gives to Minopola for three. No good. Chased down and taken by Ray J. Very active so far. Minopola gives to Gorgian. Top of the key. Wide open is good. Picking right up where he left off in last week's performance, where he caught fire in a hurry towards the end of that matchup. In that finals rematch, here's Sharif, gives it up top to Hassoun. Hassoun zigzagging, and he's fouled, and he heads to the line for two. Now Gorgian, top of the key. Oh, good back iron, rebounded by Dan. Dan waits for his team. And there's a foul. Dan gives to Hoffman. Hoffman in the paint, flips it up, gets the roll. Underneath to Ray J. On the move, puts it in. Good feed there from Sam Beaton, but a very nice finish from Ray Jajati. Now Little Dennis kicks it out to Dan. For Joey Dan. The running one-hander, no good. Rebounded by Moyal. Moyal stops, kicks it out to Gorgian. And he loses it, and now Riff has numbers, back to Reeve, puts it up, no good. Gets the rebound, back up, no good, and missed two. Gimme shots underneath the basket, but the Celtics turn it over. Now Hassoun, corner three, no good. And rebound Last touch by Manopla, gonna stay this way. Little Dennis, want to work on Manopla. Finds Hoffman. Hoffman gives. No good, way off. But Little Dennis with the rebound and the put-in. Gorgian gives to Ray J. 18 minutes to play in the half. Beton in the corner. Finds Manopla. Manopla, reverse land, no good. Hoffman with the rebound. Up top to Hassoun, swings to Dan. Dan is fouled in the baseline. And he puts it in. Celtics with a 12-7 lead. Now Ray J, no good, but Gorgian there for the miss, and he couldn't put it in. Rebounded by the Celtics. There's Dan running the floor. The handle for a moment, gets it back. Hoffman from downtown, no good. Rebounded, taken down by the Celtics. Dan contending with some good defense there from the Lakers. And now Hassoun lets it fly from three, no good. Rebounded by Manopla. And Beton is tied up. There's a foul. Beton gets it into Gorgian. Gorgian finds Beton on the spin, turns it over into the hands of Elliot Braha. Braha to Dan for three. No good. Rebounded by Ray J. Throws it up ahead to Beton. Back to Ray J for three. No good. Rebounded by Dan. A little Dennis steps into a two. It's short. Rebounded by Beton. Back to Moyal, and he's fouled. And he heads to the line for two. First free throw, no good. He knocks down the second. It's a 12-8 game. Dan finds Reef, and he loses it. And Mikey Moyal has the ball, waits for his team. Moyal tiptoes underneath, good defense from Sharif, and he gets the board. Dan on the move. Gives to Braha. Bounces into a three. No good. Rebounded by Little Dennis. Couldn't put it in. Last touch by Hoffman. Heads the other way. Frantic pace here. Midway through the first half. Both teams looking to settle down. Beton. The stutter. And he turns it over. Now Dan puts it up and in. Joey Dan with his hair on fire. Knifes his way through traffic for the lay-in. It's 14-8. Now Gorgian. Screen from both ends. Gives to Ray J. Back to Gorgian. Gorgian drives left, finds Beton. Beautiful feed for the put-in. 4-point game, under 13 minutes to play in the half. Dan gives to Hoffman. Hoffman finds Reef. Out to Little Dennis. Stops. Step back two. No good. Rebounded by Minopla. Here's Moyal. Picked up now by Braha. To the corner. Feeds Ray J. Baseline. Gets position. Puts it in. 2-point game. Sharif gives to Braha. Throws down low to Hoffman. Up top, Dan for three. Book it! Joey Dan. Celtics with some extra energy tonight. A lot to prove. Moyal gives to Beton. Ray J. Thought about an outside shot. Dan tries to step up on defense. Taps it to himself, gets the rebound. And he gets tied up with Minopla. That's last touch by Minopla. Gonna stay with the Celtics. Little Dennis gives to Hoffman. Hoffman finds Reef. Sidestep three, no good. And stays this way, last touched by Beton. Little Dennis gets it into Reef for three. No good, short. Tapping, grabbed by Little Dennis. Gives to Dan. Dan slings it to Reef. Down low to Hoffman. Finds Dan on the cut for the beautiful play and the put-in. That's pretty basketball from the Celtics. Minopla. Gives to Gorgian. Gorgian up top. Ray J for three, straight away, no good. Rebounded by Hoffman. Finds Little Dennis. Leaves it back for Dan. Dan kicks it out. Hoffman for three, no good. And Ray J flies in for the board. Gorgian picked up by Hoffman. Gorgian bounce pass down low to Beton. Backing down Little Dennis. There's a foul and one. And they wave off the shot. Foul on the floor, going to be a side out. Nine minutes to play in the half. 19-12, Celtics in the lead. Royale gives to Manopla. Manopla underneath. He's fouled. And Manopla heads to the line for two. Score remains 19-12. Dan gives to Hassoun for three. No good. Tapped up and chased down by Hoffman. Dan for three. No good. Rebounded by Gorgian, and he's fouled by Hassoun. Under 8 minutes to play in the half. Relatively low-scoring game. Gorgian gives to Moyal. Moyal for three. No good. Rebounded by Manopla. Gives to Biton. Biton in the lane. He's fouled, and he heads to the line for two. Biton's first free throw is good. It's 19-14. Hassoun dribbles right. Gives to Braha. Up top to Little Dennis. Gorgian staying with him. There's a screen. Tries to go around it. And on the move, no good. Loose ball picked up by Braha for two is good. Now Biton. Fadeaway jumper, no good. Ball grabbed by Little Dennis. Here's Hassoun, gives to Braha for three, no good. Hoffman grabs the board and he throws it away into the hands of Biton. Up top to Ray J. Ray J had a steam, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Sharif, and he's fouled. And that looks like a take foul. Grabbed from behind by Ray J. And a timeout is called. Back out of that timeout. Final 5 minutes and 18 seconds remain in the first half. Here's Hoffman. To Hassoun in the lane. Gets to Dayan. And a jump ball is called. As Mikey Moyal ties him up. And ball goes the other way. Moyal is rejected. Good defense there from Hoffman. Gets it out to Gorgian. Gorgian left alone, long three. Puts it in. Jonah Gorgian. You don't want him getting started from out there, because once he catches fire, there's no stopping Jonah Gorgian. Dan gives to Hoffman. Hoffman puts it on the floor. And last touch by Biton. Little Dennis for three, and he puts it in. Trading threes, and now under 4 minutes to play. in the first half. Now Biton. Gives to Moyal. Moyal up top to Biton. Biton feeds Ray J, and foul is called on Joey Dan. A blocking foul, going to stay this way. It's Minopla. It's Biton. Biton out to Ray J. Ray J in the lane, puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Biton, and he's swatted. Biton contending for a foul, nothing called. And Sharif couldn't finish, gets his own miss, puts it back up, air ball. And foul is called on Hoffman at the 3-minute mark here in the first half. And it's a 1-and-1. Gorgian at the line for a 1-and-1. Free throw is good. Second free throw is good, knocks down the pair. 6-point game. Now Hassoun brings up the dribble. Feeds Hoffman. Hoffman backing down Biton, high off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Minopla. Minopla gives to Gorgian. Gorgian, reverse, no good. And now little Dennis almost turned it over. Dan is left, gives to Hoffman. Hoffman on the run, and he scoops it in. Now Biton dribbles to the corner. Gives it out to Ray J. Ray J takes the three. And a foul is called on the Celtics. And Ray J with a 1-on-1 as the Celtics are over the limit. Ray J free throw is good. And he knocks down the pair, 6-point game. Final minute in the first half. Dan loses it, regains control, gives to little Dennis. Final 20 seconds, Dan gonna hold for one. Ensures the Celtics a lead heading into halftime. 12 seconds. 10 seconds. Gives to Hassoun. Spins, puts it up, and good. Zach Hassoun. And now Moyal. At the buzzer, and one. Mikey Moyal, reckless abandon. Heads to the line for a 3-point play with .3 remaining in the half. 29-23. And the free throw is good. And that's the half. Second half underway. Celtics with the ball and the lead. Hassoun goes to work. stops, puts up a 2 off the glass, is good. Zach Hassoun's strong start to the second half. Gorgian gets it off to Ray J. And Sam Beaton in traffic puts up the 2. Now Dan is bumped and there's the foul. Dan almost turned it over. Gives it to Sharif. Sharif hands to Braha, up top to Hoffman, back to Riff. And Sharif is last touched by Sharif and heads out of bounds, turnover. Now Beaton. Gives to Gorgian, lets it fly, book it. Jonah Gorgian with a big 3. It's a 2-point game. Here's Hoffman. Hoffman left open for 2. Couldn't connect. Rebounded by Beaton. Beaton gives to Gorgian. Gorgian dribbles it off his foot into the hands of Manopla. Manopla is fouled and he goes to the line for 2. Free throw is good. And Manopo's free throw is good. And we're tied up at 31. Dan gives to Hoffman. Hoffman, cleaner, no good. Rebounded by Manopla. Here's Moyal. Moyal gets it to Beaton. Thought about a 3, gives to Gorgian. Gorgian hands off to Moyal. Long 3. Short, rebounded by Hassoun. To the corner. 3-pointer, no good. Tapped and grabbed by Ray J. Ray J puts up a 2, and it's too strong. And last touched by the Rockets, headed the other way. Up top, takes a 3, puts up a 2, and it's short. Sharif struggling from the outside. Gorgian. Gorgian scoops it up and 1. And it's a charge and a blocking foul. I mean, an offensive foul and the charge taken by Dan, second of the night. Here's Hassoun, gives to Dan. Dan for 3. Book it! Joey Dan gives the Celtics a 3-point lead. Gorgian, top of the key, finds Ray J, puts it on the floor, puts it up off the glass, and good. Tight game. Dan brings up the dribble, leaves it off for Hoffman. Hoffman up top to Hassoun. Hassoun finds little Dennis. Dennis to Dan. Dan gets a screen. And long 3, no good. And last touch by Ray J, gonna stay this way. 14 minutes and 35 seconds to play. Celtics with the ball and a 1-point lead. Here's Hoffman underneath. Puts it up, no good. Tipping is good from Dovey Hoffman. 3-point lead for the Celtics. Beton sends Hoffman off his feet. 3-pointer for the tie, no good. Ray J with the board, finds Moyal. Moyal scoops it in. Back to a 1-point game. Now here's Hassoun, long three. Short. Minopla gives to Beton. Rockets looking for the lead. Gorgian kicks it out. Minopla gives to Moyal. Moyal up top. Shot clock at 15. Beton in the lane. Put Hoffman on skates, and the Rockets reclaim a 1-point lead. Long three, Dan. No good. Rebounded by Beton. Beton gets it to Ray J. Swings it back to Minopla. Finds Beton. Puts up a three. Bang! Timeout is called by the Celtics. 4-point lead for the Rockets. Back out of that timeout. Celtics down by 4 with the ball. The Rockets starting to hit their groove. 3-pointer straight away is good from Sharif. Big one. 1-point game. A little Dennis fights through a screen. And another gives to Ray J. Ray J picked up now by little Dennis. Finds Minopla. Minopla bouncing underneath. Gives to Ray J. Flips it up. No good. Tapped up and grabbed by the Celtics. Outlet pass. Alley-oop is good! For the lead. Dan to Sharif. What a play. 41-40. And the Celtics taken away. Sharif on the move. Fouled and he heads to the line for 2. What a sequence for the Celtics. That's you. Free throw is good. He knocks down the pair, 3-point lead. It's a quick 7-0 run for the Celts. 10 minutes and 50 seconds remaining here in regulation. Long three is good. Jonah Gorgian ties it up at 43. Now Hoffman leaves it off to Sharif. Sharif for 2 is good. Gorgian brings up the dribble. Gets by 2, swings it back, beautiful feed, couldn't finish. And Dan comes out of the pack. Finds little Dennis, hesitated, did not pull the trigger. Dangerous pass. Sharif got away with a foul, but Hoffman with the rebound couldn't finish. Up ahead to Moyal. High arcing three is good. Mikey Moyal giving the Rockets a 1-point lead. Now Dan straight away fouled, and he heads to the line for three. Mikey Moyal saying he hit all ball. Dan at the line, knocks down the first. We're knotted up at 46, under 9 minutes to play. .48-46, 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Finds Beaton underneath. There's a foul and one.
Fouls on screen. Oh, one. That's good.
49-48.
Look, Mikey, look. Mikey, look.
Now Dan gives to Sharif. Gives to Hoffman, back to Riff, baseline, reverse. Hoffman comes out, but he couldn't finish. And now here's Gorgian. Gorgian underneath, up, and in. 3-point lead for the Rockets. Celtics find themselves down by 3. Here's Hassoun. To Hoffman. To Dan. Dan to the corner for 3. No good. Rebounded by Moyal. Tereje finds Gorgian. Long 3. Short. And an over-the-top foul is called on Manopla. 6 minutes and 30 seconds remain. It's a 3-point game. Dan, step back 3, no good. Rebounded by Little Dennis. Puts up the 2, no good. Gets his own rebound. Dan for the tie. Air ball. And Ray J slowly brings up the dribble. Ray J finds a wide open Manopla. And a timeout is called. It's a 5-point game. Final 6 minutes. Rockets with a 53-48 lead. Hoffman left open for 2, and he couldn't put it in. Big possession now upcoming for the Rockets. To Beaton. Beaton to the corner. 3-pointer, Manopla, no good. Rebounded by the Celtics. And here's Dan, swings to Little Dennis. Back to Dan. Up top to Sharif. Sharif gets a screen. To Dan. And he steps out of bounds, going to stay this way. Shot clock at 10. Gets it into Hoffman. Out to Hassoun. Hassoun drives left in the paint. Puts it up. No good. Rebounded by Viton. Gorgian. Straightaway three. No good. Rebounded by the Celtics. Dayan gives to Little Dennis. Little Dennis back to Dayan. Penetrates, flips it up, no call. Rebounded by Little Dennis, and he throws it away. Nopla bounce pass, Ray J fouled and one. That's a big one from Ray J. 55-48, 4 minutes, 20 seconds remain. And Ray J at the line for the three-point play. Free throw is good. Largest lead for the Rockets in quite some time. Crucial possession right now for the Celtics. And he's fouled. And they're going to call it a side out. Curious call. That looked like it was a shot, but side out nonetheless. Sharif swings it out. Back to Sharif. Passed up the three. And he gets tied up and loses it. And ball stays this way. Rockets are up in arms on that call. Hoffman throws it in to Sharifian. To the corner for three. No good. Rebounded by Viton. Now Gorgian gives to Moyal. Moyal penetrates, puts it up. No good. And grabbed by Sharifian. Behind the back dribble for three. No good. Celtics can't buy a bucket the last few minutes. They've gone cold at the wrong time. And now Moyal for three. Bucket! Mikey Moyal with a huge three, and they go up 11. Largest lead of the night for the Rockets. Big three from Hoffman, no good. Sharifian with the rebound. Fadeaway is good. Just keeping them in this game, 9-point game. Manopla gives it out to Ray J, wide open underneath for the easy put in. And the Rockets are in firm control with 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Now Dayan feeds Hoffman and he puts it in. Celtics need stops.
I'm still 5 seconds. Yeah, it does. Until 2 minutes.
Ray J penetrates, puts it up, no good, gets his own miss, puts it up, and he's fouled. Free throw is good. He knocks down the pair. Back to an 11-point lead for the Rockets. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Hassoun left open for three. No good. Rebounded by Sharifian. He heads to the line for two.
Get in the press.
Free throw is good. Gets it into Moyal. Now Ray J. Extra feed to Gorgian. Kicks it out. They're killing as much clock as possible underneath the Gorgian for the put-in. No good. Rebounded by Minokla. And that should do it. No good from the outside. Rebounded by Sharif, and they turn it over, and that does it. And the Rockets come out on top, 65-54.